So since we're now in the era of, vanilla wife, spicy ex-girlfriend, I wanted to talk about the theme of the Madonna whore complex in The Wonderful Lady B. Because I'm noticing some patterns as I write in Barbara's behavior and how her Catholic upbringing may be influencing that. And it applies directly to the Madonna whore complex. The duality that Barbara has of being both maiden and monster. So also really quick rundown, the Madonna whore complex implies that every woman is either a Madonna, pure, innocent, virginal, or a whore. She's a sexual plaything and she has really no feelings and she's kind of treated as this object. The first time I noticed the Madonna whore complex comes to play is in how people treat Eleanor and Barbara separately, and I've talked about this on Patreon a little bit. Eleanor is the pure, chaste, sickly, aristocratic maiden, while Barbara comes from a less sophisticated Irish Catholic servant family, and she's a bit coquettish and more flirtatious because she's allowed to be. This is how they are treated, but the way that they actually behave contrasts the different Madonna whore pockets that they're put in. Eleanor's actual personality is rather vindictive, rather greedy, salacious. She gets men to do her bidding, things that are often more applied to the whore than the Madonna. And while I wouldn't say Barbara's totally innocent when she's alive, she is a bit more naive to the world and she has a little bit more hope. She's a bit more wide-eyed. All she wants to do is travel the world with her best friend for the rest of her life. But her murder is allowed and never solved because society views her as the whore to Eleanor's Madonna. And then we get to Robert Gary, a man who insists that he and Barbara marry so he can have her, while Barbara has not actively seduced him in any way. Robert is a Catholic missionary. He makes Barbara the Madonna, so that way she is not an unmarried whore who will be tempting him. But the minute that he's married to her, he isn't really that interested in her, and he doesn't treat her that well. And Barbara kills him in a very biblically important way. Lilith, the first wife of Adam, was believed to have been ejected from Eden because she wanted to sit on top during sex. Ironically, when Barbara goes and lives in a brothel and becomes an actual whore, she's treated more like a person than anything else. She also has financial independence, until he meets a man who sees her as the spicy girlfriend. Klaus, obviously. But once again, when he possesses her and she is no longer the whore, she is his wife, he loses interest in her. This doesn't happen with Felix because Felix acknowledges that she is a full person. She is somebody who can both be sexually independent while also, having emotional needs that need to be met and need to be protected. Barbara also kind of puts herself in the Madonna whore complex, especially when it comes to Everett. Marriage and motherhood are still the highest things that she thinks that she can achieve, and those things will make her happy. She would rather eat the dead than come to her natural urges, which can be coded as also sexual urges. Something that I think Hugh also struggles with, but there is not a Madonna whore complex. That's more like a repression thing. He is the patriarch of a very old, large family. He cannot lose his cool. And where we find them now in the series, they're both repressing their true feelings because they think that will give them control and that will make them happy. Cecilia's death might change that.